You're just coming off of your second sales season of, you made 160K this year. We're very successful the summer before. You made 100 grand your first year. Could you describe to me a little bit about like your motivation during the hard times? Like what's the thing that just really kept you going and made you tick when it was difficult and challenging?
When I was on the doors and it was hard, and I knew my goal was my first summer, so let's just sell 2 a day. It was one.
It's so funny because it's like so low for you, right?
Yeah, it was one.
I remember the first
Izzy.
day you got. What was your best day in Atlanta?
I think it was 10 or
I wanted to say
day.
the first day you sold 8 is like when I found out that your goal was only to sell 2 a day. It's very early in the summer. I'm like, dude.
Well, I didn't really. I wanted to make 50,000, and I was like, okay, two a day, let's do it.
Yeah.
You made that like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back in the back of my mind, it was always one for Izzy, one for Aiden, one for my wife, one for my son.
That's so cool.
So down to like the deepest core of who I am, I wanted to not only become better as a person, but I wanted to help my family do the same. And so down to my core, I knew that was my deepest motivation. Like I sincerely love my family, and I'm gonna get emotional talking about it. And I knew I was doing it not only for myself but for them.
Yeah.
And so all of the hard moments, all of the hard days, like
knocking in the rain, knocking in the heat.
Yeah, it all didn't matter because I knew that I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna do it for Izzy and for Aiden.
I love it.
And it gets me emotional because I am sincerely grateful for, the trainings that I was provided, for the leadership that I had, but I'm also insanely grateful for them.
Yeah.
For the motivation that they've given me.
That's amazing. Dude, I love that. That's exactly what I was thinking when I asked that question. That always stood out to me. It's like one for Izzy, one for Aiden.
Yeah.
Every day. Until you realize that that's very low. So it's like 4 for Izzy, 4 for Aiden.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
5 for Izzy, 5 for Aiden today. But I've shared this with you as well. It's having those kind of like outward expressions of your inward motivations, I think is really important. And that was yours. I used to take a pen and write Sarah's name on my hand every day. And I would just say like, I'm not going home today without 5 sales. And I would just cross one off every time.
That's awesome.
I would cross one letter of her name off every time. Yeah, and that got me through some really tough days where I didn't want to get out of the car and knock. Just like rookies ask me all the time, like, Hayden, you probably never deal with this where you don't want to get out of the car. I'm like,
yeah,
bro, every day I don't want to get out of the car, but I freaking do it because I have really big reasons why succeeding that day matters. And that's what I would do. I would just like, if I had that written on my hand, and oftentimes like I'd go home, shower it off or whatever, but you'd still have some like ink on your hand because I didn't get all off. And it would remind me going into the next day, like, oh yeah, like I have something that I'm working for today, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's big. Yeah. Outward expression of like inward motivations, I think is really, really powerful.
Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy.